Hello, my name is Cain Cervenka, and this is my 2023 to 2024 RA application video component. I'm currently a sophomore living in Magnolia C, and this is my 100th time recording this because I've run out of time every single time, so I'm going to try and answer these very quickly. Apologies if I talk a little bit fast. Okay, number one, explain what being a role model means to me and share an example of a time I served as a role model. Now, there have been a lot of opportunities over the course of my life, thankfully, where I've been in sort of leadership positions that I think could qualify as a role model. But the most important one, very hard to quantify, to me has been when I was co-captain of my high school's quiz bowl team. Quiz bowl, if you don't know, being a competitive team for school subject kind of trivia, math, science, history, English, that sort of thing, against other teams within the district. I was co-captain for 2 years, and in those 2 years, I tried to really focus on what it meant to me to be a role model and make sure that the team was working at its best. So as a role model, I wanted to both show that I was like a strong leader who was dedicated, who was running the meetings, making sure everything was going smoothly, everyone was learning and practicing and always showing up on time and just doing everything they could to excel at our regular competitions or even just our regular practices, but also that I was on the same level and part of the cohesive team unit with everyone else. I definitely didn't want them to think I was above them in any sort of way. So it was a very difficult balancing act of both. I wanted to be this guiding force of like, you could be co-captain, especially to like freshmen and the underclassmen. I was like, you could get to this level. You could always develop and get to this higher level of being a co-captain, but also that I was making sure I was part of the team. Like, we're all in this together. I'm practicing when you're practicing. We're both putting in the same level of dedication, which is the most important thing, dedication and love for what you're doing. So in less words than that, what being a role model means to me is that you're showing other people that there is a level that they can get to. You're showing them what they can do. You're giving them an inspiring sort of force, but also identifying that with them in ways that you couldn't if you were trying to be anything beyond just part of the team. So it's that difficult balance, but also a very rewarding experience to be a role model in that sort of way and make sure everyone's working at their best. Okay. Apologies for the quick cut, but this is so difficult to get within the time frame. Question 2. Think about a time that I worked with someone different from you to achieve a common goal. Okay. There was another organization I did outside of the previously mentioned quiz ball team called the Winter Park Public Library Teen Advisory Board. We worked on many different projects for the community, the biggest one every year being our mini golf course. Now, there was one particular member of this project team that was notoriously difficult for everyone to work with because he came from a very different background and had very different ideas about what the mini golf course should be, very monetarily focused, while the rest of us were more creatively focused. And in that experience of trying to work with him, I learned a lot of different techniques and strategies of how can we work towards a common goal while being in different areas and we are trying to step on each other's toes, which is the biggest difficulty we had